Hey guys, on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how we place our wicks inside of our citrus and champagne candles. Alright, let's jump right into it. So we just got these shipped in from Wood & Wick. I'll scoot this over so you can see it. Brand new, out of the package. Very beautiful vessels. These are some of our top selling candles. So we're going to show you how to put some wicks in here. First things first, we get our CD4 wicks. Right here. If you can see those. CD4 wicks. For this one, because the diameter is so wide, if we put one wick in here, it won't properly burn down the wax evenly, leaving a bunch of leftover wax or craters or uneven surfaces. If you notice with some of your candles, if they seem to be melting unevenly, it's probably most likely because the wick isn't big enough to create enough heat across the entire surface of the candle so that it can melt down evenly. So through trial and error, we discovered that 2 CD4 wicks is the best for the diameter of this candle when it's working with the type of wax that we use, because everything plays a part. So what we're going to do, we're going to take out our wick stickers here, right here. Some wick stickers. Place them here. We're going to do 6 of these. So we grab our wick right here, take it off, place this on there, and then we take off the bottom part here. Sometimes it could get stuck on there, but you just gotta take it off. Bam. And then, so as you can see here, we got to get it to the right of the circle down there. So I got to place this in there to the right. Let me see here, right here. There we go. Same thing on this side. There we go. So I also like to get a pen so I could push down the metal piece, the wick tab, to ensure that the wick is securely on the surface here. And there we go. And once that is done, I grab a cotter pin. Right here. Stick these through, like so. And voila. There we have it. All set up and ready to go. So there's one down. We get 6 of these bad boys. So look at these jars again. Brand spanking new, right out of the bag or the box. Came in this morning, which is very huge for us because we have a farmer's market tomorrow. We have a farmer's market on Friday, and then we have a farmer's market on Saturday. So we have quite the busy week when it comes to farmer's markets. As you can see behind me here, all these boxes just shipped in right now from Wood & Wick. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm wicking some of the vessels that we got in today, so that when we jump over to make the candles, we can just be ready and pour them in so we could get this show on the road. Alright, so here we go. That was a pain in the butt. There we go. Probably easier if I do it like that. There we go. See? It's right in there. Right there. Do now. Take our cotter pin. Right there. Perfect. Alright, so now that we got our jar set up and ready to go with the wicks, the next step what we're going to do is we're going to measure out the wax that we need for our candles. So let's go ahead. All you're going to need is a little digital scale here, just like this one. You're going to need a pouring pitcher, which this black one is great, or any one of these steel ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our scale. We're going to grab our pouring pitcher and we're going to put it right on top of the scale. This pouring pitcher weighs 245 grams. We don't want to include that in the amount of wax that we put in here, so we're going to go ahead and tear that out so that it reaches 0. So now all of this is at 0. So now it's the only weight that's going to be calculated is the wax that we put in here. The reason that we measure in grams rather than ounces is grams gets down to the smallest amount of weight, so you're most accurate using grams. Because if you do ounces, you don't know where in between 1 ounce and 2 ounces you are, or a quarter of an ounce and the next. Just when it comes to grams, it's a very small amount of weight calculated, so you're more accurate with your measurements and your readings. So that's why we do grams. So let me go ahead and grab the wax here. So we're making 6 citrus and champagne candles, so as you can imagine, we're going to need a whole lot of wax. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. And I'm just going to begin cutting and putting it in there. So, right here, got a little bit here. So how much is that? So for this particular recipe, we need about 271 grams of wax for each container, or for each candle. Go ahead and get this. We're at 91. Put this big guy in here. We're at 231. 231, 247, 272, 272. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit out. That should be fine. 268, 269, 271, 270. So this should be it right here. 272. I like to get it right on the dot. 271. Perfect. So now this pouring pitcher is ready to go, so I'm going to set it aside right here. And we're going to get the next one. I'm going to reset the scale back to 0, so now I know that this pouring pitcher weighs a little bit more than the last one we used, so I have to reset the scale, place this on here. See, it's 309 grams. That one was 245. So now we got to reset this one to 0. Got to put some wax in here. So if you've watched my other videos, I've pretty much recommended you to only put small pieces of wax into here, like break it into pieces. But I'm putting bigger ones in there just to speed up the process. So I don't recommend it, but just to speed up the process a little bit. Here we go. I'm putting these right in here. 264, 268, and this should do it here. 271. Okay. So we got our second pouring pitcher ready. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bring this one in here. Now this one weighs differently than all 3, so I got to reset to 0. 221 grams. I'm going to tear that out to 0. Place this guy in there. Alrighty. Put this in here. Get us to 200 about. There we go. 208. 230. Alright. 265. 268. 270. 271. Perfect. So we got all 3 of our pouring pitchers at 271. Next thing that we have to do is clear off this wax from the table so that none of this gets messy and like gets all over our counter or on our ground. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll go ahead and pour the fragrance oil. Be right back. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to pour the fragrance oil. So I got our 3 bottle of mimosa oil here. What we're going to use are these paper cups here. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this out. So for this mimosa recipe, we need 41 grams of this in each of these pouring pitchers. So what I'm going to do is measure this, tear it out. I'm going to pour 41 grams into here. So kind of just ballpark it. 44, okay. What we'll do So we'll pour some in here. Alright, a little bit under. It's like science, you know? There we go, 41. This one's ready to go. I'm going to set it aside over here. I'm going to place this one, and all of these cups weigh the same size, which is why I didn't tear it, or I didn't reset the scale and reweigh this cup, because they're all about 3 grams. Pour this in here. Try to get it to 41. Alright, it's at 45. So I'm going to grab another cup. This is an empty cup. I'm going to do the same thing. That should be 41. 41 right there. Perfect. So now we're left over with 5 here. So $30, $35, $40, $40. Oh man, poured way too much there. The reason I like to get it right on the dot is because we've tried this recipe so many times that the calculation that we have is perfect. It's not too subtle and it's not too strong. It's right on the dot. Alright, so we close this up. Get my trusty towel to just clean off the excess oil running down the side. Alright, so we got our 3 fragrance oils ready to be poured whenever that time comes, which is later on in the process. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our pot here on the stove so that we can get ready to cook the wax and make sure it all melts, and then from there we'll go ahead and move on to the next step, which is mixing the fragrance oil in. So bear with me one moment. Thank you. Alright guys, so we got our 3 pots here on the stove. I don't know if you can see this one. I'll move it up on back here. Then we got another one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill each one of these pots to about 1 inch here of water, so that when we put the pouring pitcher inside, it's not steel to steel, it's steel to water to steel. So the water heats up. We'll just put an inch of water in here. Putting 1 inch of water in here is mandatory towards the process. Just for safety hazards and whatnot. So let me turn on the surface light so we got a little bit of brightness in here. Alright, so now that we got our inch of water inside of these pots, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on a low flame. Here, low flame. Low flame. Low flame. Okay, so now that we got them all on low flame and they're starting to get hot, so now I'm going to grab the pitchers of wax and put them inside of these pots here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these inside of the pots. So this one goes here. This one goes here. And this one goes here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to let it cook for a little bit. We're going to let it heat up. We're going to let the wax melt. We're going to continually check the temperature so that we make sure that we're not getting too hot to where we have to adjust the flame and whatnot. Most of the time it's fine. It'll just melt easy. And you'll have no issues, but I just like to check it periodically just in case anything were to go wrong, which is highly doubtful. So let's go ahead and prepare our area on the other side here so that whenever we're ready to pour the fragrance, we have a clear and open workspace and nothing is in the way. Okay, so now that the wax is melted in one of our pouring pitchers, we're going to bring it over here so that we can mix the fragrance properly. So bear with me one moment. So now that we got the pouring pitcher, what we're going to do now is mix the fragrance oil in here. But we have to do that at a specific temperature, which is 180 to 185 degrees. We've discovered that when we mix the fragrance oil with the wax at that temperature, we get the best results. So let's go ahead and measure the temperature on this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it down. Measure it. Perfect. 180. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the fragrance oil and we're going to mix it in here. Just like that. just like that. And right when we mix it, we're gonna go ahead and stir this for 1 to 2 minutes. Sometimes 2 to 3, depending on, I like to do 2 to 3, but a lot of people recommend 1 to 2. As long as you just get it mixed in there really good, you shouldn't have any problem at all. Mix it here just like that. Mix it in there really good. As long as you can see that it's mixed in really good. It's like when you're scrambling eggs, you know, you scramble them before in the bowl. Just get it really worked in there, you know? You don't have to be so precise when it comes to how long you mix the two together. Just make sure that it's all in there. You know, some people mix it really slow. Just mix it. If you mix it faster, it goes by quicker, so. There we go. Just like so. So the temperature of the wax should be around 150 degrees. Alright, it's almost there. It's at 160. So what we're going to do now is, I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to weigh this vessel here, and then I'm going to tear it out. Because I want to be sure that I write down the weight of the wax, of how much wax is in here, just to confirm the measurement. So let me see here. Perfect. All right, we're ready to pour. Do some. Make sure the wicks are in the center there. I think I hit it when I put it on here. You just pour it in here, just like that. Just like so. Alright, so we got 307 grams of wax that we just poured in here, which should add up to the total where we started when we did the wax and the oil, so that should add up perfectly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set this aside so that it can solidify and then cure for a couple days, and then at that point is when we'll put our label on it and get it ready to go for our farmer's market. There we go. Set it aside there. Tear this out. Now let me go grab the next pouring pitcher and we'll do the same exact thing. Hold on 1 second. So I got the next one right here. So let's go ahead and measure the temperature. Perfect. Right where it needs to be. Let me tear this guy out. Let me grab the fragrance oil. Right here. Pour it in there. Start mixing it. Just like that. Easy peasy, right? Just like this. No big deal. I wonder, what are some of your favorite candles? Drop them in the comment section below. What do you like about them? Do you like more of the fruity, the floral, or the bakery type, or more of the woodsy type, like mahogany teak wood, vanilla cedar wood? Also, make sure to hit the like button on this video. Let's see if we can get this video to get at least 10,000 likes. If we get this video to 10,000 likes, then what I'll do is I'll do a candle giveaway. I'll give away one of these citrus and champagne candles only if we could get this video to get 10,000 likes. Alright, so there we go. We're ready to go. Position our vessel here. Make sure it's in the middle. It's looking good. Maybe a little bit more that way. Perfect. And pour this bad boy. $307 grams, so we know it's good. Perfect. All right, set this aside. 309 grams, my apologies. So I'm going to write that down here, 309 grams. Bam. Alright, we'll set this one aside here. Bring up the next one. Should be at 0. Oh, this one's a little bit more weight. Alright, set that at 0. 482, that's weird. Alright, so let's get our next one. Alright, so we got our last pouring pitcher here. So let me go ahead and get the stick, pour the fragrance oil. Actually, let me make sure it's good. Perfect, right on the money. Pour this in here. And begin to stir. Just like this. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. So in case there was any leftover wax or fragrance oil in there, you're going to stir this. Let's see, can you hear it? Yeah, if we could get this video to 10,000 likes, 10,000 thumbs up, I'll give away one of these candles. So make sure you like this video, make sure you comment your favorite type of candle, and we'll get this giveaway going. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, I'll post it up somewhere around this video at right now, right here somewhere around here. Follow us on Instagram there. We also have a Facebook group where we teach people how to make candles. If you have any questions, you could drop them in the Facebook group and we'll get them answered. There's thousands of great candle makers in there. If you're a beginner, if you're advanced, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, as it's a community of candle makers that are there to help you, to guide you, and to provide any value that they have on their candle making journey. I'll put that link in the description box below as well. I'll also put our Drady shop if you want to purchase any of these candles. I'll put our website right there. So let me go ahead and pour this one in. We're about ready. Let me just check the temp. Perfect, right on the money. So let me turn this guy on. Probably I don't think I weighed this guy. Tear this out. Should be at 309. Make sure it's in the center. Perfect. There we go. Right in there. It's looking really good, guys. This is looking really good. Alright. Cool. So now we're all done. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. God bless you guys. I already showed you the links, told you about our Facebook group. Thank you for tuning in today. God bless you. Let us know if you need any help making any candles. If you do, drop them in the comment section below.